Good day everyone! Our next topic is about revenue management in tour and travel agency business. For the introduction of our lesson, financial sustainability is one of the most vital factors for the long-term survival of any organization. It is the capability to remain committed to providing services and absorb economic pressures without external financial assistance. Baumann 2011 stated that companies generate revenues accruing from a demand, thus guaranteeing financial sustainability performance. For every institution, either for profit or non-for-profit, achieving financial sustainability is a crucial vision. Accomplishing economic sustainability would be helpful in every institution, especially among travel agencies. A travel agency owner must determine how to manage the enterprise available resources judiciously. A manager needs to utilize different approaches to generate income to keep the company from a financial crisis. He or she must be excellent in executing realistic internal control and client relationship. So at the end of this lesson, we should be able to first illustrate the foundation of revenue management, describe the importance of revenue management, distinguish the different factors influencing revenue management, examine the implications of industry product and service attributes toward revenue management, identify strategies to maximize revenue in the tour and travel business, and lastly, evaluate models, pricing, and management strategies to maximize revenue and yield. Let's start with the conceptual definitions in revenue management. Revenue management refers to selling the right product at the right time and price while simultaneously engaging with the right customer. Sa madaling salita, mahalaga na hindi lang na basta ka lang maibinebenta. Dapat tamang product sa tamang timing at presyo para mas maraming makuha o bumalik na customers. Kasama rin dito ang tamang channel o paraan ng pagbebenta. Kailangan alam mo kung online ba, sa travel agent, o direct booking, depende sa target market mo. Para sa mga tour operators naman, di ba sila yung nag-organize ng mga tour packages? So, mahalaga ang pakikipag-partner sa iba't ibang service providers tulad ng hotels at airlines. So, bakit? Kasi gusto nilang makabuo ng iba't ibang tour packages na pasok sa needs at budget ng customers. Halimbawa, may mga tour packages na all-in na kasama ang airfare, hotel at tours, habang may iba naman na hotel lang o may discount na tickets. Pagdating naman sa allotments, ito yung mga agreement o kontrata sa pagitan ng tour operator at ng service provider na nagsasabi kung gaano karaming capacity o slots ang naka-reserve para sa tour operator at kung magkano ang rate. May dalawang klase ng allotments. May guaranteed, sila yung sigurado ng may reservation, at non-guaranteed, ibig sabihin, hindi pa totally reserved. Kaya may mga condition na pwedeng mag-release ng slots o mag-stop sales. Mahalaga ang mga details na to para maiwasan yung pagkaubos ng slots or ng potential losses. Aside from this, may mga factors din na nakakaapekto sa presyo at terms ng contract. Halimbawa, mas malakas na relationship o matagal ng partner, posibleng mas maganda ang terms ng kontrata nila. Kapag napirmahan na ang kontrata, limited na lang ang mga changes na pwedeng gawin sa capacity o bilang ng slots na available para sa tour operator. Ito ay dahil may fixed na capacity o bilang ng slots na naka-reserve na. Kaya kailangan maging maingat sa planning at magbigay ng tamang bilang ng slots para maiwasan ang overbooking o pagkakalugi sa hindi nagamit na slots. Tandaan na para sa mga tour operators, ang allotments ay parang inventory or stock, kaya may mga slots or allowances na hindi nabenta. Talo na ito ng tour operator kasi kailangan pa rin nilang bayaran yung mga services. And bakit nga ba mahalaga ang revenue management? Ito ay dahil fixed o limitado ang capacity. Ibig sabihin, may limitasyon ang dami ng pwedeng ibenta o ipagamit. Perishable o mabilis ang pagbabago ng value. Halimbawa, ang hotel room ay nagiging zero value kung hindi na-book sa tamang araw. Next, flexible ang pricing. Kaya pwedeng mag-iba depende sa demand. Nagbabago ang demand over time, kaya dapat mag-adjust ang business. Pwede namang ibenta ang slots ng mas maaga para masiguro ang kita bago pa man dumating ang peak season. At kaya ring i-segment ang market o hatiin ang customer base depende sa type ng product or ng service. So, gamit ang mga revenue management systems, ang mga company ay may paraan para maging mas strategic sa kanilang operations sa pamamagitan ng tamang analysis sa customer behavior, market trends, at capacity ng company. Nagiging posible ang pagtaas ng kita kahit na limitahan ang gastos. Nakakatulong ito para makita ng company ang mga factors na nakaka-apekto sa revenue at para magamit ang resources ng tama sa market na kanilang target. Okay, next is the diagram of revenue management process mula kay Martinez Pardo, 2017. Isa-isahin natin ang mga steps para mas maintindihan natin. Start. Siyempre, lahat nagsisimula dito. Ito yung simula ng ng buong process ng revenue management, which is the data collection. Sa step na ito, nagko-collect tayo ng important data. Kumbaga, lahat ng information na makakatulong sa decision making ay kinukuha natin. Pwedeng data ito tungkol sa customers, sales, trends, at kung ano-ano pa. Next is the forecasting. So, gamit yung mga data na nakuha natin, magfo-forecast tayo. Ibig sabihin, magsasagawa tayo ng prediction kung ano ang posibleng mangyari sa future based sa nakuhang data. Para siyang hula, pero with data para mas accurate. Then, after forecasting, next step is the pricing. Dito na pumapasok yung pricing, di ba? Dito natin ino-optimize or ina-adjust yung price para mag-match sa demand na na-predict natin. Kung mataas ang demand, pwedeng mas mataas yung presyo. Kung mababa naman, pwedeng ibaba. The next one is inventory management. Pag naayos na ang pricing, kailangan natin ng effective inventory management. Dito sinisigurado na may sapat tayong stocks o products para matugunan ang demand na forecasted. Next step is the distribution. Sa distribution, pinag-uusapan kung paano ihahatid yung produkto o service sa customers. Kasama na dito ang pagpili ng best channels na magagamit para sa delivery. Lastly, the communication. Communication naman ang next. Dito natin ipapaalam sa customers ang tungkol sa product or services natin. Pati na rin ang mga updates sa pricing, promotions, at iba pa. So, end. Finally, ang end ng process. Pagkatapos ng lahat ng steps, maaari nang bumalik sa simula para sa bagong data collection at analysis. So, ganito umiikot ang process ng revenue management para mas mapataas ang kita ng company while maintaining customer satisfaction. So, that's all for the revenue management process. Next reporter po.
The importance of revenue management in the travel agency business. It serves as a valuable tool to boost sales, achieve higher profit margins, and ultimately reduce intermediary costs ng isang organization. So broadly speaking, revenue management is the use of analytical data which can help to predict the behavior of customers so that product availability and price can be optimized to generate the maximum amount of revenue possible. Keeping afloat in a volatile environment necessitates travel agencies utilize various revenue management approaches appropriate to them. According to Kimes in 2000, he revealed that the companies in the service industries like hotels, car rentals, and restaurants practices revenue management to manage their customer flow and capacity in the right place and at the right time. For them to be able to strive in an unpredictable, rapidly changing environment, kailangan nilang gumamit ng approach na suitable sa kanilang operation. Given the business environment strength, travel agencies hard out two significant challenges. This integration of retail travel agency by primary tourism suppliers and the entry of virtual intermediaries. This is according to Barnett and Standing in 2000. The overall idea is that as technology and digital tools have advanced, meron ng freedom yung consumers to research and book for their own travel via their phones. And as a result, yung demand for traditional travel agencies is bumababa. Travel services are now more accessible and often cheaper pag ni-book directly, leading to the decline or the disintegration of retail travel agencies. So in other words, primary tourism, the core act of booking travel, is increasingly shifting to online channels where consumers can handle everything themselves, which disrupts the traditional retail travel agency model. Next to perishability, the other characteristics of service requires effective revenue management strategies. Other attributes of fluctuating demands are seasonality or different customer segments with distinctive price elasticities and booking behaviors. This is according to Phelan and Beltman in 2013. We're referring to additional factors that cause variations in consumers' demands over time. These factors can influence how businesses like airlines, hotels, or tour operators adjust their strategies to optimize revenue and manage resources efficiently. Seasonality, one of the most common and well understood attributes of fluctuating demands. For example, beach destination may see high demands in the summer due to warm weather. Customer segments have different needs, preference, and willingness to pay. Price elasticity helps businesses understand how price changes will affect demands. Booking behaviors dictates how, when, and where customers make their travel purchases. With revenue management, tour operators can contract their allotment with lower risk as they can predict the demand for their products for each customer segment to a certain extent. This is according to Brassing in 2018. This means that revenue management techniques help tour operators or other businesses in the tourism industry better manage their inventory, pricing, and contracts with service providers, for example, AS Hotel and Airlines, while minimizing financial risk. Traditionally, tour packages renew fixed standardized prices daily, leaving minimal variations. For several reasons related to pricing consistency, operational efficiency, market positioning, and customers' expectations. Nowadays, tour operators can offer customized and variable prices for each customer segments through revenue management. It is a great tool to increase customers' engagement. Small and low capital firms usually suffer the burden of higher operating costs, causing more significant challenges for small independent agencies to improve their operations. The combination of limited scale, access to resources, and financial flexibility typically results in higher per unit cost for small and low capital firms. While they may not have the financial capacity or market to influence or to compete on cost with larger firms, they can often focus on niche markets, customers' relationships, and agility to create value in other ways. Traditional travel agencies usually serves as a broker of suppliers with the end consumers. Traditional travel agencies act as an intermediaries because they offer expertise, convenience, and personalized service that helps consumers navigate a complex travel landscape. However, when the suppliers sell directly to the consumers, travel agencies must cope with the relevant revenue management to sustain the business operation. Philips in 2005 identified revenue management approaches such as market segmentation, demand forecasting, pricing strategies, and satisfying critical travelers' demand. Philips further added that the revenue management application in a travel agency business requires consistent and strategic decision-making, because the goal of revenue management is to maximize profitability while balancing supply and demand, optimizing pricing, and delivering the right product or service to the right customers at the right time. as airlines, hotels, and online travel agencies and car rentals industry also employ the same approaches. In a highly competitive and dynamic travel industry, decisions made in real time or with incomplete data can have significant financial implications. There are two types of room contracts that tour operators must manage and control. One is a guaranteed contract, where the tour operator blocks a specific number of rooms in a particular period and carries a risk if they are not sold. These contracts involve both risk and rewards, and effective management is essential to ensure profitability, minimize losses, and maintain strong relationships with suppliers and customers. The other one has no financial burden considering that the contracted rooms are only obtained few days before arrival. These situations introduces specific challenges related to cash flow, profitability, inventory management, and customer satisfactions. That's why there's still a need to carefully control and manage these bookings to avoid financial burden, even if payments or guarantees are not required well in advance. Resultantly, tour operators simultaneously manage inventories and offer various flights with airlines. Gallego and Phillips in 2004 emphasizes a flexible product concept for revenue management that requires a set of two or more alternative products offered by the supplier operating in the same market. Tour operators use this model to promote packages and sell indefinite accommodation as an inclusion package. Using this model, the tour operators ensures the service to the customers who demand services such as resource area and accommodation type. The tour operators use these revenue management models to maximize profitability by allotting a specific property to the customers. The revenue sources for travel agencies. In the travel industry, knowing and understanding revenue sources is important for a company's financial health, operational efficiency, and strategic success. Having a clear sight into these revenue streams allows businesses to effectively manage their operations and make strategic decisions. Tour operators and travel agents rely on services from providers like hotels, airlines, and restaurants to create offerings for customers. So they are combining accommodations, transportation, food and beverage so that they can create packages that can be sold to the tourist all at once. These suppliers offer special rates to travel companies who depend on commissions and services charged as revenue. In the 1990s, airlines reduced commission payments, so travel agents shifted to add-on services like hotels and tours for income. However, competition from platforms like Airbnb and Uber threatens these revenue sources because their growing popularity creates competitive pressures that can directly threaten established revenue sources for traditional players in the travel and tourism industry. Travel agents serves corporate and holiday markets, with corporate clients still relying on agencies. While holiday travelers increasingly choose do-it-yourself packages, startup online travel agencies now pose strong competition, reducing traditional agencies' market share. Larger travel agencies are acquiring smaller ones to expand. For 3 decades, agents focus on non-technology channels, adapting from taxis to hotel bookings, then to package tours. Agencies now survive by adding values to services, such as bundling airlines, hotels, and other travel needs. Offering exotic destination is another expansion tactic, though competition is fierce. Agents have access to unique travel data, helping them advise travelers on choices like flights, hotels, and safety. They generate revenue from paid consultations by charging for consultations and taking a percentage commission from the service providers or consultants. These platforms can generate additional revenue while enhancing their services offerings. Two main challenges are faced by travel consultants. The first one is managing outbound travel insights globally and utilizing vast local data. The travel market is complex, diverse, and constantly evolving, making it difficult to integrate global trends with local realities. Modern agents use tech systems and partnerships with international counterparts to share insights and improve service, allowing agents to add value through local knowledge sharing and combined data insights.
Let's come now to developing revenue management for travel agency. Revenue per available tour product. Travel agency need to utilize the appropriate information to maximize the desired product profit. Information related to past booking patterns combined with the present condition affords travel professional insight on the right product to sell to the right customer at the right price. Travel agent must recognize the high yielding market for a particular product, offer a huge discount, and then consider low spending affects the proportion of the market share and profitability. So this revenue per available tour product measures how effectively a travel agency generate revenue from its available tour product. By analyzing past booking trends and current market conditions, the travel agents can identify the high demand products, target the right customer, and set competitive prices. Balancing discount and pricing strategy is essential to maximize profitability while maintaining market share. According to Kimes et al. 1998, he emphasized the total practice of determining the average room rate and occupancy to generate revenue per available room on the RevPAR. Similarly, the travel agency can also forecast demand by allocating customer sales from various tourism products in different seasons. They can do this by focusing on the revenue per available tour product and analyze the average expenditure per customer in a pre-calculated group size of a given tour product. An example of this concept, travel agency noticed that summer tours have high demand. By analyzing past booking, they determine the average revenue per tour group for this destination during summer. In off-peak season naman po, the agency might reduce group size or offer discount to attract customer aiming to maintain a healthy revenue per available tour product despite of lower demand. By analyzing such data, the agency can make a strategic decision to maximize revenue throughout the year. Understanding the revenue per available tour product patterns and develop strategies for dealing with the high and low revenue per available tour product periods. In the high demand periods, travel agents should maximize the revenue per available tour product, offer limited discount, and build high-yield products. In low demand periods, they should maximize capacity, offer more deals, and direct sales personnel to enhance revenue per customer. Travel agency can incorporate revenue management practices into their operation, but cannot simply adopt the revenue management strategies used by the airlines and hotel. Because travel agency don't own the products they sell. They have limited control over inventory and they have a strong pricing system. This unique characteristic mean they need to adapt revenue management to fit their specific business model. So let's come now to the revenue management strategies for travel agency. We have 11 strategy and the first one is identify a market segment and tailor a make a tour product for them. So this one po focus on a target market. The travel agency create customized tour packages for specific customer groups. So the next one po is this set a minimum group size and compute the overall expenditure of the group. Dito naman po, yung travel agency plan a group tour wisely. They decide on a minimum group size and calculate total cost accordingly. The third one is that optimize pricing level for each market segment considering corporate rates, wholesale rates, and package costs. The travel agency set smart prices, adjustment pricing for each group considering corporate discount and wholesale rate and package cost. The next one is that put a corresponding markup from the supplier's negotiated price, so the travel agency add a profit margin. Markup prices based on the supplier's negotiated rates. Number 5, consider the season and occasion for selling a tour products. They think seasonally. Adjust products and prices based on season and special occasion. Number 6, choose the appropriate marketing channels for product distribution to yield more sales and most minor commission to resellers. So, the travel agency po use best marketing channel, choosing platform that maximize sales while minimizing reseller fees. Number 7, analyze statistical data such as historical data and booking patterns to establish trends and frequency. Analyze data, use past booking trends and patterns to predict the customer behavior. The numbers 8, consider the local city tourism, competitor volumes, and industry updates. So the travel agency are stay updated, so they need to keep an eye on the local tourism, competitor, and the industry news. Number 9, anticipate potential demand and sales to prepare the appropriate modification. The travel agency should prepare for demand changes. They need to anticipate the demand of the customer or the tourist and adjust offering as needed. So number 10, employ dynamic pricing where prices vary according to market. So the travel agency must be flexible in pricing, dynamically adjust price based on market demand. And number 11, offer attractive group incentive package for volume bookings, loyalty scheme, and corporate rates. So the travel agencies must have a reward group booking, offer discount or loyalty perks for a large booking, as for the clients to have or to repeat their bookings. So tour managers utilize revenue management to rationalize beyond discount and use approaches to offer options as different room categories like harbor views, suites, airport transfer, or optional tours with supplementary items offered through suggestive selling. The goal is to generate revenue optimization and increase customer spending. The travel agency can reduce the number of wrist room or seat, prepared rooms, or airline seats offered by the principal supplier on all sold seats. They can extend service capacity provided by the supplier, increase profits. So yung tour management manager po, ginagamit nila yung revenue management para magkaroon po ng mas madaming discount. Instead, they focus on creating more option for customers like room types, example po yung mga suites, rooms, and harbor view. So additionally po, travel agency manage their prepaid bookings like hotel, rooms, or airline seat to reduce risk. Kumbaga, parang ginagawa po nila yun para wala pong masyadong masayang ng mga rooms or mga seats. By carefully controlling how many of these they sell, adjusting service offerings with the supplier, they aim to increase profits.
Okay, let's proceed to revenue management of tour and activity operators. Good day, everyone. Today, I'll be talking about the revenue management strategies that tour and activity operators use to maximize their profits. Specifically, we will be cover dynamic pricing, direct booking, incentives, and distribution based on demand. Let's start with dynamic pricing. Dynamic pricing means changing price based on factors like demand, competition, and time. The goal here is to find the highest price that customers are willing to pay at any given time. For example, hotels. Mas mahal ang room rates kapag peak season, like summer or holidays. Pero mas mura kapag din season or rainy months. Another example is theme parks like Enchanted Kingdom or Disneyland. Mas mahal ang tickets tuwing weekends o holidays kaysa sa weekdays. The advantage of this pricing strategy is higher revenue. Mas mataas ang kita kapag mataas ang demand. So, this strategy is flexible since nakakapag-adjust ng price base sa market conditions. But of course, there are also disadvantages like customer dissatisfaction because it might annoy or upset customers if they feel they are being overcharged or kapag nalaman nila na may ibang mas mura ang binayaran. It can also lead to customer distrust or negative reviews if they notice the unexpected change of price. That is why the need for data analysis and tools are necessary para maayos itong ma-implement. Next, we have direct booking incentives. This is when tourism businesses like hotels or tour operators encourage customers to book directly on their website rather than using third-party sites like booking platforms. Example, a hotel offers a free breakfast, room upgrade, or late checkout to customers who book directly through their website instead of a third-party site like booking.com or Agoda. The advantages here is that lower cost. Hindi na kailangan magbayad ng commission sa third-party booking sites. It also allows the business to build a direct relationship with customers and as well as it gives the customer better value like exclusive deals or personalized services. While the disadvantages are it can be difficult to convince customers to book directly if third-party platforms offer similar deals or promotions. Kaya, kailangan ng effective online marketing strategy para mas ma-encourage pa ang mga customer na mag-direct bookings since hindi lahat ng customers are aware o willing mag-book directly kasi some customer may prefer the convenience or trust of using popular or well-known bookings websites. Finally, let's talk about distribution based on demand, also called customer-based pricing. This strategy involves adjusting prices based on how many people are interested in a product or services at any given time. The price goes up when demand is high and it can drop when demand is low. There might be confusion between dynamic pricing and distribution based on demand. The differences between these two is that in dynamic pricing, the price change all the time depending on the situation. It's a flexible pricing strategy that changes constantly to maximize profits. While distribution based on demand, the prices are planned and vary based on predictable demands patterns like peak or off-peak seasons. Example, sa airline industry, mas mahal ang tickets kapag malapit na ang flight date. Halimbawa, ang promo fare na 500 pesos ay nagiging 5,000 pesos kapag fully booked na ang flight. The advantages are it helps businesses maximize revenue during peak seasons. It can also offer more affordable prices during slower periods to attract customers. However, customers may feel disappointed or upset when prices change, especially if they are not aware of how demand affects pricing. There is a risk of customer dissatisfaction if they feel prices are unfair or unpredictable. This is why it is recommended that technology is a must. Kailangan ang mga system or software sa mga airlines ay upgraded and updated since it can help to monitor the demand at ma-update rin yung prices in real time. As you can see, each strategy naman has its pros and cons. But when they are used effectively, they can help businesses to maximize their revenue while keeping the customers happy and satisfied. So we have here the figure 5, which is the revenue management in post-pandemic. This chart explains how businesses manage revenue in the post-pandemic era, focusing on strategies like updating competitive sets, using future data to predict demand, and adapting pricing models for flexibility. It highlights the importance of short-term forecasting and re-examining customer segments to match new travel trends. Key strategies include automating pricing adjustments, RMS, collaborating across departments, and maximizing direct bookings to reduce cost. Businesses are encouraged to focus on value rather than price, offering unique packages and additional services to attract customers. The overall goal is to increase profitability while staying adaptable to changing market conditions. So that is all for the revenue management in post-pandemic by Kapinchin 2021. Thank you.